I'm gonna leave this here while I set up. Still trying to find the sweet spots for all my mic setups and all that stuff, so we shall see. Put this one on my shirt. Good morning, everybody. That looks weird. Still trying to find a spot to put these mics on so you guys can hear me okay. We bumping today. Put a little bit of energy. Put a little energy in today's let's see how this goes. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning. It's episode 6 of Coffee and Lead. I got my Java right here. You guys don't have to be drinking coffee. You can drink whatever you like, whatever time of day you're in. It's early where I am, fairly enough. I don't have my face camera on because I have the windows open behind me, the window blinds. So there's a huge glare behind me. We're not going to need that. We're not going to need that at all. But let me see. Let me get my references up. So the references that I'm using today is, well, I should tell you what I'm doing today instead of showing you what my references are. I am honoring Black History Month by drawing, and I'll be drawing, inking, and painting eventually all of these pieces, but for now we're just doing the drawing part. And I've been drawing black characters, Marvel, DC, Image, whatever, heroes, villains, whatever. And the last piece I did was Green Lantern and Steel. So I want to kind of like continue that energy of, I did it in a way of like a comic cover, a team up. So I'm going to continue that flavor. I'm going to continue that trend. This is the copy. I kept the original. The original has been scanned. This is a printed version out, so I can ink over this confidently and not worry about messing up lines. Like if I do mess up a line, I could always keep practicing and then reprint it. So far I have done Black Panther. I've done Misty Stone. Doo-doo. I did a quick Nick Fury, basing it on a panel I saw Nick Steranko. Jim Steranko. Nick. Anyway. And today, as you can see off of the title, I'm going to do a faux cover for Spawn and Blade. So that's what I'm going to do. I'll share my sketches as more people jump on. If anybody jumps on, it is a Tuesday. It is early during the day, so most people are probably watching. So we're probably going to have a really chill stream today. And I'm looking forward to it. Hey Magda, how are you? Is there a good morning from my side? I know it's more in the afternoon for you, but hello. Hope you're doing well. All right, let me he originally was drawn white. He was created as a white dude, I think, from New York. And when Marvel did the Ultimate Universe, Ultimate X-Men, Ultimate Avengers, and all of that stuff, the creators or the writers, Brian Hitch, used actors for reference, and one of the actors he used as a reference for Nick Fury was Sam Jackson, and it stuck. Yeah, if you get an opportunity and check out some of the old stuff from Ultimates, 16, was that 4 o'clock? Is that right? Yeah, 4 o'clock, 4 in the afternoon. What do you drink at 4 in the afternoon in Poland, where you are? Sorry, I have the mic right where my throat is, so if I, you're gonna be hearing me chugging down coffee like nobody's business. But I hope you're doing well. So for today's drawing, as you see in the title, I'm doing Blade and Spawn in a full cover. I think that should be fun to do. Yeah, I love tea as well. I usually end the evening drinking some hot tea. You love tea when it's cold, but now yeah, I just saw that. Oh, I hope you feel better. I'm glad that you're feeling inspired. But you gotta take care of your health. The last time you jumped on my stream, you was coming off of a double shift in an ironworks from an ironworks. You gotta take care of yourself. Well, like I said, today's gonna be pretty chill. I think because of the day of the week it is. So no sweat. We're just gonna hang out. But I'll show you. I don't normally do thumbnails or just like I don't want to call them practice sketches, but like concept sketches. Black Sad is amazing. I did see your comment. I didn't get a chance to respond. I've uh, I've always wanted to grab that book. I gotta check. I got a lot of different books that I've purchased digitally. Let me see if that's one of them. All right. My lines are in. Make sure you guys can see all of it. I'll share with you real quick. Thank you. So this was one of the this was the first idea, which I didn't like. That's the second one, which was okay. The third one was better, and then the fourth one is the one I'm gonna go with. Give me 1 second. Let me just tune this to something a bit more. Not that I don't like it. I'm gonna put this. So, oh, somebody put the chips. So, in kind of like in line with what I was doing with the Green Lantern and Steel, I wanted to keep that vibe of comic book covers. So, if this was a cover, you would have the DC logo, the title behind them, Steel Lanterns or whatever it was that I was thinking of, and so I kind of dig how this was coming out. So I'm trying to do team up covers at the moment. With that, let me get my watches on. Blade and Spawn, and I thought that'll be a kind of a funny idea that Blade thinks or is acting as if Spawn was a vampire. So Blade is hunting Spawn. But I didn't quite dig this. This was okay, kind of very in your face. I kind of like the pose. I was looking at a lot of Wesley Snipes. He is Blade. That's what I wanted to check. How long ago did that movie come out? Ooh, wow. 1998. Good Lord. Almost 30 years. So I was digging this, but I didn't really appreciate the composition. And it looked too similar to the previous one with Steel on the right hand side. Okay, so anyway, it went from that to this of Spawn kind of like lurking on a rooftop. It's supposed to be rooftops. I kind of dug it. He's kind of slinky and lanky, very creepy like. That's supposed to be Spawn. I dug. Yeah. I think Wesley Snipes introduced a lot of people to Blade. I don't know if they, and he really did make him cool. I think the story was that he originally wanted to do Black Panther in '98. But I guess they didn't want to give him. I don't know if they considered Black Panther an A-list hero at the time in '98 or '90. I can't imagine when he started asking for the property of it. So I like the energy of this. I might keep this for another. I like that as if he landed. Anyway. So I was digging this flavor, but I didn't. Everything still seemed to be. The composition didn't seem right. And it looked weird. It looked like it was just half a panel. Anyway, that was that. So then I had uh, I had an idea, this very small sketch in the bottom of Spawn looking very vampire-esque because of the way his cape moves and all the tendrils of the cape. So I thought, oh, that'd be kind of interesting. Give him a Dracula vibe, a vampire vibe, which kind of would fit to the whole idea of being hunted by Blade. So then that became this dude. So I'm gonna try to. This is ultimately what the composition is gonna become. It's gonna be dead center. Give them both equal. Slide to the page. Spawn, uh, hands up, cape alive all over the place. Plus my boy Philippe Michael was talking about doing Spawn and working with capes. So then when it came to Blade, so this one I like. That's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do. With Blade, the original idea was going to be him like grabbing a weapon from his coat, from inside of his jacket, and I thought that was just kind of boring. Instead, I changed the composition. You can't really see it here from because of the scribbles. That's going to be his hand, his little Muppet hand. The way the Blade movie kind of separated him from most characters is they made him samurai-like. So I thought it'd be cool that he would be wiping his blade with his sleeve the way most samurai swordsmen, after they clear the table, they wipe. They do a little flim flam and they wipe the blade using their elbow. So I thought that was going to be cool. So and then I changed that to something a little bit different. He's going to be, instead of wiping it, because that's showing that he's already finished. I want to show as if he's about to begin. So he instead is going to be unsheathing his sword as if ready to attack. Because I feel that Blade might be one of the most centered heroes with straw hat. Yeah, that would be interesting. A straw afro. So I think that's going to be the way to go. And he's going to be dead center. So dead center on the page. Spawn, Spawny, Spawny. Bat-like, Bat-like. Blade in the center. As if he's about to strike behind him. As if Spawn creeping up on him and Blade. So I think that gives action. Even though there is no action, it feels like momentum. It feels like anticipation, which is what you would like when you're developing these type of paintings or stories or pictures. You don't want to just have characters standing around where you have to assume they're doing something. This way, you know that he's coiled, ready to spring, and Spawn is in the back getting on this. So I think that's the way to go. So those are my sketches. My paper's ready. I'm gonna draw a line right down the center. And I know most compositions it shouldn't be right down the center, but I think for this piece it's going to work. Plus, I want them to have equal footing, equal real estate, as they say. So I'm gonna go into Pinterest real quick. I just need to get an image of Spawn because I don't really need it for the body. I'm just gonna draw the body myself, the pose myself. I just need to look at what his friggin' suit looks like. I guess that'll work fine. All right, I'll use that. You really can't use a McFarlane image because he contorts Spawn so much so. All right, and for Blade, obviously, I don't draw a lot of gear, so I'm just trying to see how it would look I'm gonna use movie stills to help me. A cartoon body of the bat with Wesley Snipes' head. That'd be funny. He doesn't roll up his sleeves. So I don't know if I'm going to use the vest wearing blade to show the guns or if I should use, I think that's the video game. It's just a t shirt. Or should I wear the jacket wearing? Oh man, bossa nova action. Right, we might switch to something else. All right, that's that. That's that. I'm gonna put this over here. All right, so give me 1 second while I try to get my references in order, and then I can try to show you. No bleeding. All right. Hawaiian shirt blade. That's hilarious. Do you remember? I don't know if they still do it, but in the 90s, in the mid 90s, they would have swimsuit issues with Marvel characters. The swimsuit special. Oh, this one. Okay, so that's okay. All right, so that's the blade I'm gonna use. Oh, I'm gonna scroll through the bunch of it. That's really kind of like the jazz I'm looking for, because he's cool. And then I'm gonna, so all I'm doing is really going through and looking at the suit. The pose is gonna be all mine. And then I have Spawn over here on this window just so I can get the suit. I just need look at all the crap he got on. But most of it's gonna be hidden the way my drawing is gonna be. All I need really is the face and the chest, the color scheme, a lot of chains. So that's what we're working with. Right now, we're gonna go with let's get the poses done. Let's get sketching. Talking too much, not drawing enough. 5.5. Because I have bad posture, and because I'm drawing on a flat table instead of lifted to me at an angle, as we should be, or as they teach you or they tell you, I have to mark my page just so that I won't go askew. I am right heavy, so my drawings will go at an angle if I don't police myself. All right, so that's that. So I'm just gonna draw a small light line down the center. Yeah, you're absolutely right. So I was going to, I think we're on the same wavelength there. So and you might even be able to see it where I wrote it. Inside of Blade's suit is red. So if it's flaring out, I'll show a little bit of red, black on red. And with Spawn, it would be the opposite, mostly red going into black, into shadow. Uh, it'll be a lot of ink, a lot of inking. So, all right. I think we might be ready. Let me see. There's so many cool ways to do this. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just scrolling real quick through samurai images on Pinterest, just so that I can get that vibe, that feel of what I'm looking for. It does actually. It's more noise than anything, but I like the rhythmic tone to it. So I listen to a bunch of stuff, but this seems to be pretty universal, where it's just meh, not too loud, not too quiet. It's supposedly called study music. But yeah, that's what it's called. Lo-fi hip hop beats. That's what it's called. Sorry. All right. Doo-doo, doo-doo. They say not to have your hero with his back turned, but that would be kind of cool too. I'm also looking at some Japanese movies, like and actors like Toshiro Mifune, like this one here, just because I like that pose, and I think it would be kind of cool this here, because he's such a G. So, but it'll be interesting. All right, let's go. Let's just work on Spawn for now. Sorry for the delay. Let's get let's get cracking. Where's my Spawn? Man, I got a bunch of different. I use this guy here. I got a ton of these figurines, so I use them to help me. But this one's stiff as hard plastic. I use them a lot for the perspectives, for just getting angles right. But as you can tell, because it's hard plastic, you don't get a lot of the natural curves or wrinkles. That's where this dude comes in. He can stretch. You get some really cool realistic stretches and shadows. So I'm looking at him so I can get the curves on his shoulders. But I just need the form because it's gonna be mostly hidden. Put him on the side. My pencil's almost all the way gone. All right. I want so what I'm trying to do now is frame everything to make sure that it's gonna be where I want them. And because I want Spawn to look like a bat, I want it to almost look like the bat symbol. But I don't want it to be too big because I want to draw his face. Yeah, Mermaid Man. It's because this he has an armature inside, and it's coming undone on the knees, and he's naked. So I got to give him some privacy. Bottom of the neck, the neck. Also, it's going to look a lot like the creature from Fantasia. If you guys remember that Disney animation. I'm going to put a lot of holes in this. I spent a lot of time trying to put in the perfect line. And this is going to help me open up a little bit and be free with some of these sketchy lines, especially on his suit. Those are his skulls. I'll get more elaborate with the. Is it hard to see? Let me close some things up and then I'll turn on my light. I might need to switch to some action music just to give us that vibe. Let's see. Action. Some of this stuff is trash, but we'll see. Sounds epic that makes you feel like a warrior ready to fight? Okay. We'll see how this goes. See if we can oomph up. I'm going to keep this drawing close by, but I think I got the gist of it. Shoulder, because like I said, a lot of his body is going to be hidden, but the stuff that isn't, I want to make sure we see it. That's going to be the bicep, which he has claws or spikes. I think the music is going to sound more like battle music, like adventure music, than anything else. It might work. I also wanted to give him a like an emaciated look. That's my eraser. I didn't want him to look too muscular. I almost want him to have nice muscular chest and arms, but like his stomach is almost into his bones. He is a dead dude. Spawn here. Goes to the back. No, so I'm making it. You know how there's always a misunderstanding between heroes. So, yes, Spawn is a good guy after his death and his rebelliousness against the thing that created him. But he's such a dark character that is always like, oh, there's a creature in the shadows. There's a vampire. It kills people. He sucks their blood. I don't know what it does. What he does to people. So I'm assuming that it gives Blade the impression that there's a bloodsucker in New York City. There's always a misunderstanding amongst heroes. They always fight before they join up. So this is the same trope. Yeah, I mean, so fight mood, yes. To answer your question. All right, I don't want them too big because remember we need Wesley down here. So I'm just gonna mark myself a line here because I'll end up drawing all of Spawn and his cape is gonna cover him like a bat would. I mean, if it doesn't come out, I might just end up drawing Spawn by himself. Because I really want to go nuts with this cape of his. Mood or mode? In this case, they're the same thing. They represent the same thing. And that's trip. I understood what you meant. Yes. Cape a la wings. Yeah, see? So if I draw, oh, maybe I could put Blade here. Maybe it could still work. Yes, we're gonna make this dude appear bat-like, which would add to the confusion. Because I gotta learn how to draw textures, you know? Chains, chains. I don't know how those chains work. I think the hardest part is going to try to find a way to give Blade justice on this image if I continue in that route. Ah, I really appreciate that. That's very nice of you to say. Thank you for starting this. Well, hey, it's something that I wanted to do, but sometimes people's mind and their confidence gets in the way. It's something that I struggled with, and this channel really helped me get out of my own head in terms of what I should share and what I could share, and appreciating the stuff that I can and can't do, and seeing how just coming out here and working and messing around has opened up doors and met cool people, interesting people. The only regret I have is that I didn't do it sooner. All right, I think that looks evil. I think it's gonna be the face. Lucky for me, I have another figure that doesn't have a mouth or a nose that I can use. Because I want to give him some type of personality, so. Fix the angle. Cheekbone. I really appreciate it. I knew that I wasn't the only one that could draw, had okay talent, but their confidence level may have been low, and I wanted to try to attract those artists and help them get past the same type of walls and boundaries that I put upon myself, and and help them get past certain things. if I could. That was really the goal, to not just help myself, but to hopefully help other young artists, and not even young as in age young artists as is new beginners, and even some old people that have been doing it for years and then will, you know, feel some type of way about it. You know, one thing I've noticed that I've learned by using these figurines is that the eyes are a lot smaller than we give put them than we make them. All right. And thank you for that. And that too. You know, I'm here to just hang out and just create a safe place, honestly. I can hide that neck. Like that neck, because the skulls go here, here. Excuse me. I think that looks pretty good. I think that's a good beginning. Okay, I might have to work on this. It has such a unique cape. So the comics that you showed me, are those the last that you have? Are those the only things you have? You said you had to sell off some other ones. And I say that only because I don't have any. I don't think I have any Spawn comic books, physical copies of comic books. Sean. I think that works. All right, so that's that. Take a sip. Excuse me. He got spikes on his arm here. I'm not gonna go too crazy with the his accoutrement. I'm just gonna give him, because it's just almost too big. We got one there, gloves, the chains, skull here. All right, let's see how that goes. Well, if we're gonna go full nerd, uh, his his cape is alive. So his cape, kind of like, think of how they made Doctor Strange's cape, where it kind of has a mind of its own, and I think that's kind of like what they established. So the cape tells him, the cape helps him. All right. So I'm making his cape look very like bat wings, almost leathery, but I'm gonna make it torn in places, and hopefully, again, I'm trying to avoid the perfect line that I'm always trying to find and prevents me from being more natural, I guess. Oh yeah, his cape is alive. His suit is supposedly alive. So Todd McFarlane, the creator, set it up that way because when he first started doing Spawn, even in the comic book, he wasn't consistent with the suit. And I'm not talking trash. This is actually something that he admits. And somebody pointed it out to him. Hey, how come he has spikes on one arm now, and he didn't have spikes on the previous panel or in the page? And he said, the suit is alive. That was his reasoning. The suit's alive, so he could do whatever he wants. Which is pretty genius. I'm going to keep all of these jagged. I think that'll look cool once I start rendering. And if we ever ink it, it'll look pretty good. Yeah, it's a great answer. Because it's alive. It's alive. And they kind of like referenced it a bit in the movie. Do you remember the movie with Michael Jai White and John Leguizamo? Yeah, yeah. All right, I'm just gonna take a quick look at this thing standing up. I think it looks cool. I think I took a lot of Blade's real estate. So if I was to do, oh, you didn't know there was a Spawn movie? When did it come out? The Spawn movie. It came out in '97. So the Spawn movie came out. Wow, that's interesting. Spawn movie came out in '97. The Blade movie came out in '98. Go figure. So it can Spawn be the first black superhero to have its own movie before Blade, before Marvel? That's impressive if that's true. So yes, in 1997, there was a Spawn movie. And it was pretty straightforward, pretty true to the books, I guess. Some of it. My art bud Saboteur from Saboteur Comics. The way he draws chain links, he makes it seem so simple. And I have to watch him do it because I overthink it. Yeah, gotcha. You're forgiven that. We're a product of our time. Yeah, seven. I'm kind of losing this. Okay, that's the collar. Okay, this is the cape. That's the cape. Easiest way to draw mini skulls. Mushrooms. Draw a mushroom. Always get messed up trying to draw his his mask. Especially now that the head is tilted up. I gotta make sure. Ah, thank you. I'll tell you right now, though, if you are going to watch that movie, do not judge it too harshly based on how it looks. It was a long time ago. It was very ambitious at the time. There were a lot of firsts in that movie in terms of special effects, with some from on-screen morphing to. Anyway, you'll see. You'll see. Ah, thank you. And I believe they've been announcing another Spawn movie forever, but I think I just saw, and I think my wife just mentioned that they were going to do one called King Spawn. You will? You'll judge it harshly? Yeah. All right. So, I'm just gonna draw squares right now. Then I'll figure it out after. No, this music's getting pretty intense. I think it might be working in our favor. What is that? You could. What's cool about listening to music like this while you're drawing or whatever? It'll it'll feed a moment or a character beat. Maybe the Spawn at this point is re reconstructing himself. What is that? Is his arms too short? No, so that's that. Oh, hands are here. Whatever. Whatever. Oh, I had, don't even worry about me. I really appreciate you hanging out with me like that. I hope you feel better. Take care of yourself. That's more important than anything. And if you can, please do so. If you can't, it's totally fine. More importantly, just take care of yourself. Hope you have a wonderful day. God bless you. And we'll chat again soon. Does he have white on the outside? It doesn't matter. That's black. That's black. That's blue. That's black. Okay. All right. So I think he's all set. I think I may have given him way too much real estate. I don't know where I'm gonna put Blade. If I am, I'm gonna have to hunch him here. All right. All right. I should put him in an action pose. I can't just have him standing there. All right. Let's see. See, if I make him too small. See, now the challenge is Spawn is taking so much of the image. Do I hide Blade here? His full body? If I put his full body, it shrinks him. Good morning, Susan. How are you? Don't mind me, I'm talking to myself. I'm trying to figure out where I can put Blade in this. This was the original concept here. But I think that if I put that Blade there, I might still be able to put him in the middle here. Julio Cesar Petrini from Mind Bend Studios. What's going on, Julio? I'm trying to get you on one of these streams, bud. Yeah, I'm struggling right now. So that's my Spawn. And I've been struggling with some ideas. I don't normally do sketches or thumbnails, but I wanted to make this one look cool. So I did some sketching, but this was the original idea. Well, the third idea. Spawn looking like a vampire in the background. I think that's all right. And I wanted Blade, but I think Blade might be too small. So I might still have to make him bigger. Let me see here. I think that'll still work. What do you guys think? Maybe a little bit smaller. So it'll look like Spawn just materialized behind him. I'm acting out as if you guys can see me. And I want to show his, so I might scooch him over. If I scooch him this way, the blade might become the blade on blade might become a tangent, because if he's in the center, that means that the blade, his sword, is going to be in the center. Maybe I can put Blade at an angle. All right. But he's so cool. So I'm trying to find if there's any a movie still of Wesley or something in a shot that I can use. That'll be kind of cool. You know, I might. But I'm more concerned that it's still not going to work. I mean, I can. Maybe it's because I put this dude too big. So I'm just trying to figure out the right pose to put him in. Because I didn't want it to make it seem like it was two different pictures superimposed next to each other. I wanted them to be in the same scene, which is probably I should have sketched it out a bit better. But I actually kind of like that. Where is my scissors? Yeah. I think that might work. I just want to see what it's going to look like. Doo-doo-doo-doo. You know who does this a lot? I'm gonna butcher his last name, but I think it's Simon Bianchi. Simon Bianchi. That might work. Even if I do make the sword a tangent here, maybe a little lower at an angle, blade at an angle, and the sword straight. Sorry, don't mind me. I'm talking to myself. Yes, Julio, we definitely do. Uh, yes, and my schedules have been really weird because I my schedule depends on my son's schedule. I drive him to work and make sure that he is good. So whenever he works, I make sure that I don't stream on that day or work a lot on that day because I want to spend that time and make sure things work out for him. But it's been getting a bit freer. Like last week, I was able to stream every day last week. This week, I might be able to stream successfully maybe 2, 3 times. And today, tomorrow, definitely, and Friday. But yeah, I'll send you a couple of days. You let me know what week you're good, and we'll do it. We'll absolutely do it. You know, why don't I just? It is what it is. So this was the original idea. So I think I might just put that blade here without the sword, just kind of like his figure. We'll go from there. Yeah, it'll be great, Julio. Uh, no pressure either, man. I know. We've been trying to figure out what we was gonna do. We was gonna do something together. I I rewatched, excuse me, the Lord of the Rings. I left my water upstairs. All three extended versions, no less. And the one scene that made me go, "Ooh, I want to draw. I want to try to do that." I know it'll be the one that taxes me the most, and it's uh, in Return of the King. Um, Faramir is just getting wrecked, defending the city, and the Nazguls are chasing after him and the riders of Gondor. And I think you probably know what I'm thinking about. And Gandalf with Pippin go to the fields. So I thought it'd be a really cool one. I can't draw horses, but I want to try. So anyway, that's where my head's at. But we'll definitely, man. I'll send you the schedule. We'll work it out. No worries. I think what I'm gonna end up doing is I'll give Blade. I'll do him by himself. Yeah, and it's the scene where Gandalf is on his horse, and he uses the staff to shine a bright light onto under the Nazguls to help them get back to the city. I think it was before he goes back. But yeah, if anything, I like to try anything. Also, I had this idea. Ah man, I drew it somewhere, and I wanted to show you. Um, um, it was a take on your what you've been working on, your personal project, uh, your personal Lord of the Rings project, and I wanted to try to do a fake novel cover, with Gandalf and Aragorn and Strider as detectives. So, seeing how I was kind of like going in on the covers or fake covers, but we can definitely try out a bunch of different stuff. The landscapes with the fields and Minas Tirith in the background gives a beautiful. One of the things that I commend Peter Jackson and his crew 20 years ago, uh, their imagery looks like it comes straight out of picture books, man. And I forgot to hit record on my phone. Oh well, this one's free. Oh, I kind of messed up here. But you've been working on some landscapes and open field illustrations. Oh, absolutely. The stuff you've been sharing, I don't know if those were recent, have been amazing. And the ones that you've shared with me personally are absolutely amazing. I don't know why I ended up softening blade up here. It makes it look too, it kind of like defeats the purpose here. The ones you shared with, yeah. Don't like it. Yeah, I think this one's gonna be interesting. I don't know if I want to give him the shades. Would we recognize Blade if he wasn't wearing shades? I'm gonna give him the shades. Julio, do you talk to yourself as much as I do when you're drawing? You gotta have the shades, right, Susan? Watch a movie? uh, no, you don't. I usually listen to music or a movie on my. I see that. Even if I am listening to music the way I am now in the background, or music or movie, I still end up talking to myself. I ask myself questions. Fine, I guess I'm the only crazy one, Julio. Thanks. I hear you. I'm listening to some epic movie soundtrack, non-copyright music here, and it's actually not bad for something like this where there's no story that exists, and it kind of like creates or feeds the narrative in your mind while you're doing. In 1 second. Kind of like that face. He's gonna have a goatee. Yeah, they help. Lately, I'll put on like some lo-fi, some chill music in the background, but I wanted to try something different today. But my friend Magda, uh, she was watching a stream. She's in Poland. She was asking me about the music. Yeah, lo-fi is pretty cool. It gets repetitive, but it's pretty cool. I think I'm looking at movie stills of Blade. So I think I like the vest look. So I think I'm gonna do that and just show the guns here. Julio, I really do appreciate you swinging through. Thank you. And listen, anytime on DM in IG, send me a text on what days is good for you or what days, and I'll make it work, brother. And we won't worry about what we're drawing on that day. We'll just turn on the cameras and go. But thank you. I appreciate you. Oh, and Susan, if you're still there. I was messing around with those sketch and wash pencils. They take a little bit of getting used to, but I think you would get a kick. I think you'd get a kick out of using them. I'm trying to clip my microphone again. Again, this is the level of technology we're working with. Mic on the glasses. Excuse me. Cass, I was playing around with them after I saw you use them last. Yeah. Uh, I don't know if I shared these on YouTube, but I did these on on Sunday while waiting for the game to start. And this is using that sketch and wash. So I would give it a little bit of shading, and it dries super quick, no smudging. It takes a bit of getting used to, but I could actually go back over it. This is Bristol board, so it held on pretty good. Uh, I was really surprised by it. Too much water will wash it off. There's certain spots that kind of distilled it too much, and I think the brushes that I was using, these water brushes, didn't really help me. So, but I can't wait to try some more of those. It was a cool way to just grab very limited equipment, art equipment. Yeah, but it was kind of fun. It was really fun, especially with the building. Um, this was super messy and experimental, but there are some shots in here that I like these here, these small highlights here, where you can kind of like build around the form. I'm trying to find my camera there. So we shall see. I gotta remember that the teeth don't curve with the lips. They stay in line with the jaw. Eh, I might have some trouble figuring out how to do that bottom lip. I keep drawing myself into a corner, pun intended. All right, we're gonna have to go 90s gritted teeth. That don't look right. Does that look right? No, that don't look right. We'll keep trying. No, and I don't think you can. Yeah, you get a little bit of. You get a little bit of it. Maybe with a stronger eraser. You could get a little bit of erasing with it, but it almost feels permanent. It doesn't feel. It feels more like a stain on the paper than anything else. 'Cause that really didn't come out. So you better want that line. All right. My pencil is coming down to a nub. That might be the the last, the last of it. I might have to change the way the face is. Hmm. Can I? Should I give him a bottom lip grimace? Mm. Ooh, the bottom lip grimace would be hilarious. This is kind of like what you get if you don't plan ahead. Mm. He does look pissed though. All right, what's happening here? Is the Spawn and Blade idea from another comic or your concept? I don't think they've ever been together, so I'm hoping that this is my concept. I'm trying to. I'm like still on the coattails of my own coattails of doing the Green Lantern and Steel. So yeah, um, that's a funny face, but I kind of like it. I got to stop looking for the cool looking face. I think that's kind of fine. Biting his lip. Uh, but yeah, the I just been trying to come up with more interesting ways to draw these pictures instead of just a hero shot or one single portrait. And hold on, this music is killing me right now. The fake cover idea with with the Green Lantern and Steel. Let me just get this. Came out pretty good. So I I'm I kind of like that idea. So I think that for the rest of the month, I might continue that. You know what? I like that. It's growing on me. So figuring that those two, the previous ones are DC characters, so that crossover is probably likely. I don't know if there's ever been a Blade Spawn. It helps with just storytelling ideas. even if nothing comes out of them, but as I work them. So my idea here is that there's been sightings of a vampire, and of course, that gets Blade's ears tingling. So he starts hunting what he thinks is a vampire. Turns out it is Spawn. Because most, if not all, of these crossovers where heroes fight is a misunderstanding. I know he has neck tattoos, so maybe I can find a way to implement his neck tattoos. Yeah. So yeah, it helps with ideas and just helps keep certain things fresh when it comes with these characters and the stuff that we do as fans. I am kind of like, and I want to expand. I would love to continue to ink these and eventually paint them. I'm gonna have to look at. I don't remember if he had tattoos on his shoulders. He has a carabiner here. I'm looking at a movie still. At this movie still. Would it be this one? Yeah. So I'm looking at this movie still just so I can get an idea of his the suit he's wearing, that Kevlar. Wesley's so cool. I'm also looking at his face to get a. I know I'm not gonna make him look exact, but I'm just getting more of the vibe of the character. And I might have to go into some of these so I can do his the tattoos on him. But this is the one I'm looking at mostly. He's so cool. They redefined and redeveloped the character to make him look like Wesley Snipes. Alright, that doesn't make sense. Uh, the carabiners underneath. Okay. Some scratches, scratches, scratches. And he is talking about the tendencies of certain peoples who like to skate uphill, ice skate uphill. But I think I'm pretty much done with the concept piece. Anything after this is just going to be tightening up and adding more details, especially this here. One thing I noticed from these blue pencils is that it feels like the lead disappears and kind of like because I'm rubbing all of it. It gets transparent, not transparent, but it's kind of like. You think that the greatest skill an artist can possess is being able to combine whatever images you want, however you want, whenever you. Yeah, yeah. Uh, and that is a place we all kind of like thrive for, right? No pressure. Uh, yeah. Get a little bit of stubble. But yeah, that is definitely the goal to be able to just kind of like create a story and go with it. I have so much to learn and develop. I think that's also the good part about being an artist is that there's so much to do. And then the shades. That's true. We could even put our dreams on paper. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, there's so many different things that I've been trying to do. And I think the only thing that's stopping me is me. I'm always waiting for something. Um, there's a there's a book in the Bible about the judges. This was before uh, any of the kings in the Bible, and those judges handed down uh, God's judgment upon his people and his enemies. And there are some amazing characters and figures in those books. And I would love to go in and do some of those in some form, painted or drawn like this in an exaggerated comic book style. Kind of like the way, I don't know if you're familiar with the Action Bible. By this gentleman here, Sergio Carello. Carielos. This dude. I'm inspired by the stuff that he was able to do in here, and he is like an amazing artist in his own right. So that's one of the things that I would love to do, and I think he goes through some. I think his book on judges is kind of small. Again, the was it this? But anyway, I think that's Samson. Let's see what he did for Samson. Yes, it was cool. So that's what I want to do. That's one of the things that I want to do. Go through the book of Judges and present them as best as I can. Uh, but I have a tendency to hold myself back either with lack of confidence or oh you don't know how to do that yet and this that and the other and instead of oh you don't know how to do that, learn how to do it, I pause as if it'll magically come to me. So I think it would be cool too though, because those figures were it was something else. And they're figures that I don't think they're forgotten figures or anything like that, but I didn't know that much about them being as old as I am and growing up in the Bible in church as much as I have. But to not know who those characters were, I would love to introduce those type of characters that people don't really refer or talk to, and get some interest in them. All right, that's gonna be dark, dark, dark. The cape. All right. There's too many. Even Spawn. They kind of they make light of the stuff that's going on in terms of good, evil, and God, and to make it seem cool. I think they missed the point, or they kind of desensitize people to the stuff that's out there. Like I'm not trying to glorify the character at any sense. I'm just messing around and putting characters together. But in that era, the '90s, when these characters were created, not Blade. Blade was different. Spawn, and even Image Comics. Three, three of their most popular characters were hell related, right? With Spawn, a Hell Spawn, Witchblade, Darkness. It's like okay, and then the villains in their major books are called demonites, and aliens or what I don't know. I didn't follow them too long, but I digress. I think you're right. Kids would have definitely been more interested in that, and would make everyone more interested for that. It absolutely. For every you know, the Bible and history gives us Samson, and the world gives us Hercules. I'd rather have Samson. Anyway, like I said, I digress. But it'd be a cool way to introduce them to it. Like I got introduced to this Bible late, this action Bible late. I don't even know how I found it. I think I was looking for a Bible and I saw the phrase "the Action Bible" and I kind of laughed at the expression of it. And then I said, oh, what do they do? Did they just comic book? Did they just like exaggerate the Bible? I thought I first looked into it because I thought they were making fun, and I was ready to. How dare they? But then I looked at it. I was like, I love it. I need it, and it actually encouraged me to read the Bible, the actual Bible. Not that that isn't, but the non-picture version of the Bible. All right, do the tats. I'm glad you swung through. I really appreciate your time, Susan. Take care, and I will definitely catch you in the next one. I'm gonna be done here soon anyway. I think I got what I needed. I think the only thing after this is gonna be to tighten up the lines. But thank you for your time. We'll definitely catch you on the next one. Excuse me. A little whistle, man. I think this is gonna be black inside, which is gonna be interesting because now I don't know how I'm gonna do the coloring in the outside of the cape. Capes, man. Capes. Yeah, let's give him an erectomy. letting you guys, you youngins or you aspiring artists know it's okay to erase. That should give this coconut a little bit better flow. Too much cheekbone. Disgusted blade is disgusted. You know, honestly, I'm just kind of like happy to just be drawing at all today. It's been an interesting weekend. All right, I think I'm gonna go with a pass. With my eraser, and then I'm gonna try to figure out how to build on this cape, and I'll continue that tomorrow. I hope you all have a wonderful day. What's this suit look like? And I will catch you all. I'll catch you all then. Thanks for hanging out. Bye. There it is. Bleeding Spawn.